What's up, guys? Today we're going to take a look at the authentic Tugboat V2 from Flawless. Okay guys, here's the Tugboat V2. I've got this sitting on top of my Beast Box clone. On one side here we've got the American flag. I think that's laser etched in there. Hopefully you can see the detail going on there. Then we've got a couple of air holes on that side. Then over here we have the little tugboat. Then on the very bottom we have hashtag Flawless USA and another tugboat, and then the serial number, which is 0683. And then up here on the drip tip there's 0683. That's the corresponding serial with another little tugboat. So here's our drip tip. So we got a decent little O-ring on there. I'm not real happy about the drip tip, but you know, it works. In fact, when I first got the tugboat, I didn't like it. And let me give you some backstory on this really quick. I've always wanted one. I've always wanted a tugboat, but I never would buy one because they're like $75 to $100, and I just didn't want to spend that much for an RDA. So this past Memorial Day, We Vape Here had a 53% off sale, man. And with tax and everything, I was able to pick this up for $48 and some change. So I figured, you know, 45 bucks, I might as well jump on it because it's probably the only opportunity I'm going to have to buy a brand new authentic tugboat. When I first got it, I didn't like it. I tried about 8 different builds in there. Then a person on Facebook told me that it's probably my build. So after going through a bunch of different builds, I had twisted wire and parallel wires and, man, you name it. I had all kinds of different builds in here. What I ended up going with on this that seems to be working out the best is like a standard 5 or 6 wrap dual coil. That seems to be giving me the best flavor. The vapor I'm not really worried about because this is not really a vapor chaser. This is more of a flavor RDA. And we've got our top cap. And the top cap has our airflow. As you can see right there, going across to this side, we're looking at dual coil. Or on this side, we can go single coil. And then this side over here, we closed off. And we got these two nice bulky O-rings up here at the top. And then one of my favorite things and where I think the flavor is coming from in this RDA is you got this like concave top cap in there. See how that's curved? And I think that just really grabs the flavor, man, on the vapor, and just, it tastes fantastic. The thing is that once I found a good build for this RDA, I can't put it down. I think this is made of 304 stainless. And it's 22 millimeters in diameter. So here's our barrel. It just pops off like that. So here's what the inside looks like. You see we got a little lip right there. I mean, the machining on this is just top quality, man. There wasn't any, I didn't have any machine oil on here. There's no burrs. There's none of that. So I guess that's what you get when you buy something authentic. You know, I never really realized that before. Now, as far as these air holes, I can't find anybody that says what size air holes these are. This is a 3/32 screwdriver. As you can see, it won't fit in there, but it almost does. And this corresponds to my 3/32. And 3/32 is roughly 2.38 millimeters. So I'm just going to take a shot in the dark, since I can't find it anywhere on the web, and say these air holes are 2 millimeter. And we have 4 of them on here. So the airflow is not like crazy good, but it's not bad neither. I mean, it works very well for this particular RDA. Let's go ahead and take a look at the base. We have a copper center pin in there, and I know some people frown upon that, but, you know, I think it gives better conductivity. And these coils that I have on here, you can see they're just standard wrap center post coils. And I've had these coils on here for probably about a week or so now. Maybe even longer than that. They've been on here for a while. And I just dry burned them earlier. But this little standard wrap seems to be working for me. It looks like, what I got there, like 5 wraps. and that seems to be working the best for me. I can't find how many millimeters of e-juice the drip well holds either, but it does hold quite a bit, as you can see. It's pretty deep down in there, man. I'm guessing probably 2 or 3 mils. I know it holds quite a bit. Then we got the standard 3-post design with nice thick screws, but the screws are kind of short, and I'm not a real big fan of that because I end up twisting them out and dropping them all the time, but at least the tops of them are a decent size. And you can see that the screw heads are really nice. They're not stripping out or anything like that, and I put quite a few different builds on here, and they still look brand new, so that's a plus. If you can see around that copper center pin right there, I think that's probably some kind of Delrin or something. Some kind of heat-resistant plastic of some sort, I don't know. But it works very well. I've had some pretty low builds on here, and this thing holds up great, man. And then we got a nice big beefy O-ring right there, and you can see it's not chewed up or anything like that, and I pop the top cap on and off of this all the time. So it's got, just seems like everything that's on this RDA is top quality. So it's easily the best RDA that I own as far as build quality and the materials that were used. Now I'm starting to understand why people use authentic stuff from made here in the United States. But that's still not going to stop me from buying clones. So anyway, let's see what our resistance is real quick. So we got a 0.18 build on here. And that's fairly low, but that's right around my range. And a build like that works especially well on a device like this Beastbox clone here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to wick this up, and then we're going to vape it, and I'll give you my final thoughts and opinions on it. So that's what I'm working with right there, guys. Nothing fancy. Just standard center post build with cotton tucked under. You can see that I've got airflow underneath my coils. So all I'm going to do now is I'm still vaping on this stuff. I just can't put it down, man. And I know a lot of people out there are already past all the cereal vapes or whatever, but man, I can't get past this stuff. It's freaking amazing. This is Fruit Loops, and I've already put the recipe out there quite a few times, and it's even on e-liquids.com. I believe that's the website. I've got a recipe. I've got a whole collection of recipes on there. But this is one I just can't seem to put down, and I'm going to vape it again. It tastes like Fruit Loops, man, and I just really like it. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of this on top of the coils right there, and then hit the fire button, and it pulls the juice right into the coils. I'm sure you've seen other people do this. It works great for wicking up your RDAs, or juicing up your RDAs, I should say. And you do that a couple of times, and it should be good to go right there. I don't want to oversaturate it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my top cap and my airflow here, and I'm going to go ahead and line these up. Make sure I'm putting it on there correctly. And I obviously want this in dual coil mode. And you see right there, I've got my dual coils lined up on either side. And it's just as simple as turning this top cap. And I mean, you can have one hole open like that. Let's just go ahead and go over it real quick. So you can have one hole open on either side, or you can actually turn that and close those off a bit if you like, depending on how tight or how loose you want your airflow. I like mine all the way open, and that's on both sides. Now you can also have a single coil in here if you choose to do that. I'm just going to line up my airflow holes with my coils, pop on our drip tip, and we're ready to rock and roll. So as you guys can see, the vapor production on this is sufficient. It's not like giant clouds or anything like that, but it's a lot of vapor, man. And the flavor, with the way this top cap is designed on the inside, the flavor is fantastic in this RDA. And like I say, I just keep reaching for it all the time. As you can see, I've got a bunch of RDAs here, then I've got a bunch over here in my collection. And I always reach for the Tugboat V2 because two main reasons. The first reason is that this thing never leaks. I've never had it leak out the airflow holes or none of that, ever. That's a major plus for me because every RDA I own leaks. Every one of them. The next reason why I love this RDA is because of the flavor. The flavor is phenomenal. So I really don't have any choice but to agree with Grim Green and Ruby Roo and Matt, Twisted 420, and everybody that just raves over this RDA. I'm so happy that they had the sale and I was able to pick one up, because I would have never paid $75 for it. But now that I have it, and now that I've actually been using it, I absolutely would pay $75 for it now, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's after the fact. I've had it and I've been using it and I really like it. So I'm just happy that I had the opportunity to pick one up for 45 bucks, man. And it's my go-to RDA. It's just one of those no-hassle RDAs. Let me just put it that way. And not only that, but you can buy like competition caps and all that kind of stuff. You can buy a couple of different types of caps for this that'll open up the airflow. And also you get the barrel section that has more airflow holes in it. I think one has 3 and another one has, I don't know how many there is, but the other barrel kind of reminds me of the Mutation X a little bit. It's got quite a few air holes in it. I can't say enough good things about the authentic Tugboat V2, guys. These came out probably, I don't know, close to a year ago or so. And it's a really nice RDA, man. That's it. That's what I got. So, hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please share it. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Also, thank you to all my new subscribers. I think quite a few of you just came over from the Mike Vapes channel. And so I got to say thanks to Mike Vapes on that one and give him a shout out as well. So, until next time, take care and happy vaping, guys. See you on the next video.